I would like to welcome everybody to michaelpina.com Positive Affirmations. Positive Affirmations, a daily readout of what you need to do or what you can do to make your life come in a better direction. I think there's many times in my life where I've had to make choices about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to move forward. It's kind of like you come to a fork of a road and what's next. I think this is a great time to do this and talk about this. First, before we begin, I want to say the date is Sunday, December 1st, 2019, and part of my affirmation to move forward for the next year, I'm beginning my positive affirmations for 2020 today. That means I'm going to sit down, evaluate what I want to do, and I'm going to move forward. Just recently I talked about getting all the things that you want, all your problems on top of a table, lay all the ideas and thoughts, and then put your ego under the table. That's part of my positive affirmation speech, which is when you want to change things, you first have to be honest to yourself. I have this funny saying I like to say, and I say is this. Every morning when I brush my teeth, I'm always looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm honest to myself. I really answer the questions that matter to myself. Now, that doesn't mean that I may always speak to that to the people around me, because sometimes those things don't need to be spoken to. Other times they do, and sometimes it really doesn't matter. But to myself, I truly understand what I'm thinking. Positive affirmation is about that. It's about looking at yourself and thinking, what can I do to better myself, to move forward? Well, at least that's what it means to me. If you go to my website, michaelpina.com, you can actually see a little pop-up, a picture of me, and you can actually text me things that are going through your mind, and maybe you need some assistance or just to talk to somebody about what's going on in your life. So please do that. michaelpina.com. Also, I will let you know that I do a comedy festival every year around April, and it's called the Mom Comedy Festival. So if you know somebody who does stand-up or likes to do comedy or wants to learn comedy, please join our festival. And it's in Hollywood, Melrose District, in Los Angeles. April 20th, 2020. Okay, positive affirmations. Today I want to take the next step from taking everything, putting it on the table, and putting your ego underneath the table. That lesson, we learn how to separate ourselves from things that are confusing us or making it difficult for us to make a decision on the subject matter. Any subject matter. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Perhaps you've been overworked and you're tired and you just don't know how to organize your mind. Just put everything on the table, put your ego underneath the table, and move forward. This lesson, we're going to talk about how to take those positive affirmations into 2020 and act on them instead of talk about them. What I like to do is I actually get a card, any card, and I write down on this card what my affirmations are. I write them and I put them down in my pocket and I carry them for a while. Maybe there are only 5 or 6 affirmations on here. And then I get that card and I tape it to my mirror in my bathroom. Sounds a little odd. Why do I do this 2-step process? The first step is because when I'm touching it and feeling it every day, when I'm looking at it, I see the items on my list, I'm really clear about what I want to do. And for some reason, it's just enough to make me remember and act on it. Why do I put it in the mirror? Well, I put it on the mirror because when I wake up in the morning, it kind of makes me laugh. I kind of chuckle. I say, yeah, those are my goals. And I leave it there until those ideas are ingrained in my head and I don't have to think twice about them anymore. The reason why I think this is an important process is because you got to ingrain the ideas of what you want to move forward. The reason why I actually leave them on the table, on the mirror, after I leave them in the pocket, is because when I don't see those goals until the next morning, I actually question myself, am I moving in that direction for those goals every day? Am I? That's the difference. As you have to understand where you're going, but then you have to do the most important thing, is leave your ego under the table. You have to evaluate everything on top of your table, and you have to say, okay, I have this goal. I put it on my table. Is it attainable? Can I really reach this goal? Is it unrealistic? And you got to constantly be judging and asking yourself those questions. Is my goal reachable? Let's be honest with myself, and let's see if it is true. So let's take back for the lessons today. The first lesson that we learned last week was take your ideas, put them on the table, get your ego, put it underneath the table, and think about what you're doing. The second part of this accomplishing these tasks is to write down your 5 objectives for something you're trying to do in the future. Put them in your pocket for a week or two, so that way when you look through your pocket, they're always there. Read them, know them, study them, feel them, live them. After you do that for a week or two, then get that same paper and put it on your mirror. So every day when you wake up, you look at those affirmations that you're trying to accomplish. And I call goals affirmations, to be honest with you. So that way you can understand where you are going and how you're trying to accomplish the goals. And then always put them back on the table and look at them and say, can I reach this goal? The only way you can do that is to put it under the table, your ego, and evaluate what's on top of your table. I know there is many times in my life when I've had to rethink things, where I would always, can I do this goal? Can I reach this goal? Can I reach this objective? Can I affirmatively move in a direction of something that I want? You always have to evaluate where you are today. And that's put the stuff on the table, put the ego under the table, to evaluate whether these goals that you've written down are actually plausible and you can reach them. When I was an athlete, I did this. Later on, when I became a coach, I reinforced positive affirmations and positive motivation toward reaching goals by sitting down with my athletes and letting them know, this is where we are today. This is where you need to be tomorrow if you want to be here next week. One step at a time. Always be conscious that your ego oftentimes will hold you back on your goals. When I moved away from coaching and I moved into the business world, it was amazing how it was the same thing. Positive affirmations and building them and getting to them was no different. So, I want to cut this short today, where I like to do less than 10 minutes. And I want to say, let's remember the 3 steps to reach our goals. First step, put everything on the table of where you want to be and where you are today. Get your ego, put it underneath the table, and look at it honestly to yourself. Always keep in mind, you should always look in the mirror and look at yourself and say positively what you're thinking, whether other people know that or not. Because that's part of your idea of how to get to your positive affirmations. Second, write your goals down. Put them on your mirror over a period of time. Concentrate them and learn to live them, and always reevaluate on your goals. Okay, that's my positive affirmation teach today and talk today about how to accomplish goals and how to get past even troublesome times in a positive and affirmative way. I will leave you with this. We're running to 2020. Start your goals today. So that way, in the January 1st, you're running through them and you're getting there faster. Don't wait till tomorrow when you can do it today. MichaelPina.com. Please come on, subscribe to our email list, and more importantly, reach out and say hello. Have a great day.